everyone, and welcome to Double G's Garage. Thanks for stopping by today. I know it's been a little bit of time since I put a video out, and you guys deserve to know what's up with the convertible. So we're gonna do just a quick down and dirty iPhone video today. A quick update on where we're at. So one of the projects I've been working on is the turn signals reinstallation on this. And if you are familiar with, maybe you're not familiar with 68 and 69 turn signals, it's almost like trying to get parts for one of those 1 year only 67s, because from what I can tell, there's a split in the years for 69 specific, where they go to a bigger turn signal. But also the biggest thing is turn signals, even though they're basically the same turn signal housing from 64 up, 68 and 69, the insides are different. And I'll show you that here in just a second. Because on 68 and 69, the headlights, of course, are upgraded. And maybe this started in 67, I'm getting it wrong, but there's a double filament bulb, because now we have the seal beam headlights, where the earlier VWs pre-67 still had the glass lens headlamps that had the parking light built in. Well, now the parking light, for sure 68, 69, and probably 67s, they are the same housing, but the guts are different because it has a double filament bulb. So when you try to locate the front turn signals, you can find a whole lot of 64, 5, and 6s, and not a whole lot of the ones like I need for this 69. So let me move over here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. These are some aftermarket $40 a pair replacement turn signals, and they're plastic. They're not shaped quite identical on the sides, and you can't interchange any parts. They're just not the right ones. However, if I move over here, you can kind of look at them side by side. Cheap plastic, $40, 2-wire, a positive and a negative, single filament bulb inside. These are the ones that I need, the housing anyway. And if you look at them, you can see they're similar, but there's a little bit different shape here, where this is angled. This goes back a little bit further and has a curve to it. These are, of course, the metal OEM ones. The problem I'm running into is I ordered these off of a guy on eBay that swore he's selling 68 and 69 turn signals, and this is a 64 to 66 turn signal, because when you flip it over, it's a single filament bulb. So I really didn't get what I paid for there. And then, of course, if you look at the cheap ones that you can buy anywhere, they're plastic. It's not even the same bulb housing, and you would wire it up as being just a turn signal, no parking light. So your choices are: go the cheaper route, have no parking light; get the earlier, have no parking light. Of course, no parts will interchange, and nobody's reproducing these. So it's kind of tough to get anything for it. Let me turn the light around here so you get a little bit better shot on this. But so what is my solution? I'm gonna show you what my solution is. Again, none of it's easy. You cannot get, from what I can tell, 68, 69s, they're not really readily available. So here's my solution. I'm buying just the base, the guts, OEM hella, a little bit on the pricey side, and I'm gonna mate them to these. Yeah, I could put it on the OEM ones. The problem is I can't find lenses that are any good for them. And I can't swap the lens out of this one into this one because it's not the same. But this is what you need if you have I'm gonna assume 67, 68, 69, but for sure 68, 69 up to where they split and put the larger turn signals, you've got to have a double filament. So if you notice here, it incorporates the turn signal, it incorporates the parking light, and then the ground is actually incorporated down here. So that's why this aftermarket won't work. It's got the ground and the hot for that one bulb. This is simply the turn signal, and I need a parking light and a turn signal. So like I said, I'm adapting these. I'm installing these into the cheap aftermarket, and then I'm going to put the housing from the cheap aftermarket ones, which now I've got it stuck on here. Give me a second. It's hard to do holding the camera. What I'm doing is adapting the housing, and when I get done, you know, I'll have the, it looks new, it's got a good lens, but it's the cheap housing with the correct insides. So that way I can wire it up and still incorporate my park light. Fuel system will be going in next. I got the brand new fuel tank all painted up, ready to go. Of course, I've still got some more wiring and things to do over here, but the master cylinder's in. I got to finish hooking up all the wires for it. Most of the dash is back together, 99% of it. Here, I'm still waiting on a few parts. You know, with the COVID and everything, things are going kind of slow. But I got some of the wonderful insulation that you've seen, I'm sure, on some other channels. But the quick roof aluminum, that'll be going in the back here as sound deadening material. Got the salt and pepper TMI carpet, door panels, and I just got a notice that my seats had shipped, so we're waiting on those. Again, if you haven't been following my videos, this is a couple $100 Rust-Oleum spray can paint job. And I don't know if I even mentioned this on some of the other videos, but there's been a lot of yard sale type parts I've used on this. The wheels and tires I picked up already mounted, ready to go, that somebody else had given up on their VW project. Also got the, everybody's complimented that they like the bumpers that I'm going with, but it's not something I planned. It's just, they came with the wheels. And one thing I'm doing a little bit different, if you hadn't ever seen these before, from what I understand, the Mexican Beetles had this type of a seal. But I picked up these for the front and the back because I didn't want to really have to dig into my paint and work with that channel there like we normally do. So we're going to give those a try. I wanted to have, you know, some sort of third brake light, but I want it to kind of be subtle because I'm going with a stock type of a look. So let me move over here and I'll show you what I'm doing there. I picked up generic third brake light off of Amazon. This actually is it's a 3-wire setup. So you can set it up as a parking light, a brake light, and of course one's a ground. For my use, I'm just going to use it as a third brake light. I'm not going to use it as a parking light. And it's got some brackets in here. And the way it's made is basically the brackets, they go on your tag bracket, and then it screws into the edge of this. And basically this will sit at the top of my tag bracket, if I can hold this up and run the camera at the same time. Of course, I got me a little chrome bracket that's just going to bolt in back there with my tag. I wanted a vintage tag, but then again, started thinking about it. You know, spend a lot of money for a vintage tag bracket, and then I'm gonna cover it up with a brake light so you won't even be able to read it. So anyway, but this fits up here. I'll wire it in as a brake light. I'll have an LED third brake light. It'll sit right under that tag light housing, so it'll be kind of subtle in appearance, but yet it'll be in the line of sight for whoever's behind me. And again, hopefully give me that extra safety of having that third brake light. And just kind of, you know, once I get it all, I've already put the wiring in when I was putting my engine insulation back in. I tapped into the brake light circuit, and I've got a couple of spade connectors just sitting there. I'll chop this wire off to whatever lengths that it needs to be and put some connectors on it, and then I'll have a third brake light back there on the top of my tag. I think that'll look pretty neat, so more to follow on that. So I just deleted radio, antenna, and everything and decided to go a different route. So let me show you what I'm going with the tunes and give you a little demo on that. So what I'm gonna do for radio, for tunes, and the convertible here is I'm gonna go strictly Bluetooth. So inside of the ashtray, I'm actually gonna replace the ashtray with the double cup holder insert. And I'll be putting a USB, probably dual plug in there, at least a single in there, so I can charge my phone, but I'm gonna run strictly Bluetooth. So I found this speaker is kind of a neat setup, and I'll tell you why I went with this one. Of course, with this, there's actually a carabiner inside here. There's some charge cables in here, but you could actually hang it up and use it like any other Bluetooth speakers. But why I went with this one is I wanted dual channels and I wanted magnetic. So this was about somewhere in the $60 range. And it is Bluetooth, dual channel, and it's magnetic. So let me show you how this is gonna work. If I can pop these out. And they're kind of cool looking speakers. You can get them in different colors. I'm not getting any promotion off any of this, so understand that. This is just me giving you strictly my opinion on it. So it just comes out of the cover. You can use the cover, not use the cover. If you notice, it's two separate speakers. They're mounted together. I can separate them out. Two channels. They have a power button in the back, and they have a charge port that is underneath the cover there. So I turn them on.
Power on.
Turn on the second one. Once you pair them one time.
Power on. Left channel connected. Right channel connected.
So it
Bluetooth connected.
It just told me that they're on, they're paired to each other. This one said left channel, this one said right. So I need to swap them around. So how am I going to use these? Well, let me show you. I'm going to take these and simply somewhere under the metal dash, we'll stick them. I can put them anywhere I want up under there. I also have thought about the possibility of just putting them in the back. You get the idea. I can tell you the sound quality is great. I'll try to get a video with the camera in the future once I get the car together. But I don't know, there's somewhere maybe 40 watts, 45 watts per channel, something like that. You know, we'll see how they do. They're pretty loud right now. Plenty enough sound. I mean, considering I'm replacing a single speaker radio in a Volkswagen Beetle convertible with dual Bluetooth, pretty good sound from what I can tell. We'll see once we're operating, going down the road with the wind noise and the engine going. But for now, again, that's the stereo system I'm going to go with. We may upgrade in the future to something different, but again, easy, quick install. Just stick them under the dash, and again, I kind of like the way they're set up, and I think they'll be kind of neat.